I've taken a break from Mk11 for a time, but I've just recently came back into it, and I've had enough time to play some other fighting games and have a little more fun, and I finally have realized a good chunk of the flaws of this game. We've hit that point. But I feel like it's time we can discuss it and we can actually finally find the root and what to change about it. This is constructive criticism. I'm not going to be bashing the game to bash it. I love Netherrealm. I love their franchises. But it is true that this game is a lot less... not everyone's cup of tea. I have a lot of friends who used to play MK who no longer play it just simply because of this game, you know? And that's a huge change. How do you go from MK9 and 10, which they liked, to MK11? That's what this video is going to discuss. So let's talk first about how MK11 works versus the MK10 and 9. MK10 and 9 were more momentum based. They relied a lot on you being able to get your opponent into situations and then getting a 50-50 that would benefit you, you know? So you pretty much can keep your pressure always. And in a way, MK11 isn't too far away from that. We still have this very simple, keep the pressure going and you can keep your turn. But what makes this one different is the flow's a lot slower in a lot of ways. So the biggest things that cut flow in this game is down one. Down one, if you don't know what 1, 2, 3, 4, I made a guide on it, but real quick. Ones are squares and X's on Xbox. Twos are Y's and triangles. Threes are X's and A's. And fours are circles and B's. So down one is your poke. See how quick this is? And it disrupts a lot of things. So you can down one, which can jail. You can down one into grab. You can down one into another down one if you want. You have a lot of options pretty much off this down one. And the issue with that is that stops the flow of a lot of things, because when you can down one anything in this game, as long as it's not ridiculously plus, you're practically safe. So flow being a huge thing in this game does change a lot of things. But when it comes to changing the flow, what I would say change about this, Netherrealm, if you're listening, I doubt you will be, but for anyone that may have a link or may just want to watch, what I think should change about the flow, number one is down one shouldn't disrupt nearly as much as they do. This is crazy, because not only is this a crazy ass mix-up, but you can down one into another down one, you can down one into lows. I know some people are going to say, why don't you just perfect block it and then do your perfect block attack. The issue is not everyone's really a pro in this game, and that's one of the biggest reasons a lot of people drop the game, is not only is it really easy to do things in this game, so you don't have to learn too much, but that momentum and that flow change definitely fucks it. Being able just to do this shit, it's not fun, you know? It's not fun at all. Another huge thing they have to change is throws. Throws in this game are a huge 50-50, and I don't know why Netherrealm decided to do it this way. Throws, you could throw people two ways, just like in most fighting games. You could throw forward, or you can throw back. Now normally this wouldn't be an issue in most fighting games. You tech the throw, continue for life. MK has a different way of teching. So MK11 compared to MK, the way you tech in MK when it comes to throws is, if you block, you're not allowed to tech. Blocking is a button in this game, it's R2. I don't know the numeric code around that, so I'm sorry for that, for any Xbox players, but for PS3 players, or PS3 players, PS anything players, it's R2. You block with R2, and the way you tech throws, you have to let go of R2 and press a button. Then you're safe. Throws are they've never been a huge issue in MK until really this game. The way you tech those, so this block thing still applies, but now when you tech throws, you only have a couple ways to tech. I'm trying to see if I remember how to do it. Is it circle as well? Alright. So as you see, if I press square, try attack, it will fail. Same with X. If I press triangle, however, I throw escape. So the biggest issue with this is that throws are a 50-50. Because the animation does not tell you whether or not I'm going for a front or back throw from this initial grab. That doesn't tell you anything. So if I jail you and I throw you, you now have to guess, am I throwing you behind me or am I throwing you in front of me? Sorry, I'm checking my battery. I have a really bad charger. But you have to check if I'm throwing you in front or back, and that creates this mind game. And we're going to get to another bad thing, but the reason this is such a huge issue is, for one, the throws do a lot in this game. They do 14%, and if you've ever played, even if you don't play fighting games, and if you know math, 14% is almost 20, and that's a fifth of your damn health bar. That's over a tenth and under a fifth. You know? I think it's over a sixth, but I don't know my math on that one, so You have to correct me on that one, statisticians. But yeah. I'm just trying to test this combo works. I'm sorry, I get sidetracked. But that's a huge issue when it becomes a 50-50 because he has to guess now. Am I gonna throw him back or forth? And this becomes a huge issue in the corner, especially because I'm just gonna push him to the corner. I know I could have just done the control, but this becomes a huge issue in the corner because logically I should keep you in the corner. But let's say you're very low. Let's say you're about maybe 20% health left. You now have to guess whether I'm gonna keep you in this corner or if I want to throw you out. Rationally, you should never throw an opponent out the corner. You want to keep that pressure. But like for Johnny, he has a really good zoning option, so I'm not too scared if I keep you away from me. And that's another issue we're going to get to as well. So, really, change down one so they don't jail nearly as much. Have the actual jailing tools be the other pokes. This one especially. This seems like a really good poke. Because I think down 3s are always a little slower. Let me check. I don't want to be spouting bad information. They're always a little slower. And they jail better. So, you know, that's a huge change we have to do, and grabs have to change for flow to be better. The next thing about flow that needs to change, as I was about to talk earlier, is zoning. Zoning is a huge issue in this game, I've noticed. Almost every character can zone or counter zone. And the characters that can't, there are a few, there's a very small majority. Checking my battery again, my mistake. Yep, see? Sorry, we check it. Sorry, I'm gonna continue talking, but did that work? Alright. So because this exists now, it makes it very tough for really anything to happen in this game. Before this, MK, I would say like you rarely saw timeouts. Like it was literally 1 in a million you would ever see a game go to timeout. But now it's so like it happens very frequently. You know, back in the day, I never personally experienced a timeout unless I was playing around, fucking around with one of my casual friends. Casual, as if I'm better. But point is that I would never see a timeout unless I was fucking around. Now, I've generally seen timeouts in online matches and sets against other people because the game encourages this. But we're going to explain why it encourages it. So, if you haven't seen the bottom, your meter's down here. Now, meter has changed significantly in Mk11 versus other games. And this, in other MK, or not even in other MKs, but any game with meter, you earn your meter. Whether you're throwing moves out, you're playing defensively, you're getting your ass beat, you're earning meters somehow. If you guys are just standing here doing this, no one's gaining anything. You have to push in and attack. That's what makes fighting games fun, because you have to play pressure. You have to actually be aggressive. Mk11, Netherrealm decide, hey, how about we don't do that and we give it time. Now the issue with doing time is that time meter means I don't necessarily have to work for it. So if I do something like this, and I sit back and start doing this, Cabal now has to get close. He has to. Because if he doesn't, my meter's going to come back in time to keep on playing with him. Now granted he could duck, granted there's a lot of options, I'm giving a really shitty example, but the point is that without time, or with time, it makes the game a lot more slow. Because why would I engage you now if I have to get my meter back? You know, why bother if I could sit back, play the zoning, and just play spacing? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Spacing's very fun, Street Fighter does it, a couple other fighting games do it. It's a very huge part of fighting games, is spacing. MK's had it too. The biggest issue in this game is that it's so heavily a thing for no real reason. You can have footsies and not make it be this fucking annoying. You know, this cuts flow, because now we're going to be waiting. You have to push in, I don't want to. I want to get my meter back. And this comes another huge complaint. It's a personal complaint. I don't know if any other people really complain about it. It comes in combo game. One of my favorite things about Mortal Kombat, at least 10, was that you could have these really long combos that lasted like 5 years, and they were super fun satisfying to pull off. This game does not encourage that whatsoever, because this game has, again, rechargeable meter, and you recharge defense meter. Back in the day, you had to earn 2 bars to get a breaker. It got rid of your opponent's defense if they broke. So usually, unless they were in a really shitty pickle, people wouldn't want to use their meter. In this game, people don't care, because your meters are separate. You know, I can break out this dude's combo and then go back to my zoning and do whatever I want, you know? And that's annoying. It's an issue. Again, the issue in this game is not the way that they decide to go into a more spacing, more footsies game. I actually really like that. I think that's a really great idea. The issue is that they decided to do it in the worst way possible by doing this, like... Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to do that. By doing this meter system. The meter system is definitely one of the things that's holding Mk11 back from being as good as its predecessor. Next thing we're going to talk about is Crushing Blows. Now, Crushing Blows is a new feature they added in this game. And I actually do like this system a lot, but I feel like it has to do a couple changes. So for those who don't know, what the Crushing Blow system is that every character has a huge, set of moves, whether it's normal, special moves, etc. Now, some moves will have a Crushing Blow attached to them. And what that means is that it's a special requirement that will do a special thing if you hit that requirement. So for example, for the uppercut, I'm just going to put Crushing Blows on, easy Crushing Blows. So for uppercut, normally, the uppercut, it's a normal outcome of 14%. For Crushing Blow, it does more damage, and you get a whole combo off it. I messed up the combo. I'm sorry, boys, it's been a while. The point is, you get a nice combo for doing that. Yeah? Every character has that, that's why I'm showing off Johnny's. Oh no, did I fuck up? Oh no. Uh-oh, Spadoodios. What did I press? Oh, alright, that was my mistake. But yeah, so this becomes a huge issue because... Oh no, let me just continue what I was saying. So, this is a really good system because it allows you to be smart with how you play. You want to charge something up, that's smart. The biggest issue with the system is that most of the Crushing Blows aren't necessarily fair. I picked these two characters, Johnny Cage and Cabal, as really great examples of the opposite ends of the spectrum. So, for Johnny, I'd put this off for a second, even though I was just going to talk. For Johnny has... I'm going to show you what his Crushing Blows are. He has the uppercut Crushing Blow. He has this forward 4-3 string. He has Mime Time, but we're not going to talk about this. We're going to get to that later. Anything that has an E, we're not going to talk about yet, boys. He has Nut Punch. And that's it. So that's all he has. He has, I think, 3 Crushing Blows in total in his base kit. And that sounds normal, right? So what are the requirements for each Crushing Blow? We already showed uppercut. If you counter or punish a high attack. So this is really good. If someone tries to grab you, boom, you uppercut. You punish someone hard for trying to mix you up. That's alright, I'm not blaming the uppercut ones. I think the uppercut ones are perfectly fine. This one though, forward 4-3. Triggers at the final hit of the combo is the only one that connects. Now there's a couple things that have this requirement. Johnny is the worst offender of this because look at this. That is the worst goddamn move I've ever seen in my life. Like, that never hits. The damage on it's not even really enough to make this at all good. Don't get me wrong. Going from 9% to 26% is a huge jump. That's 17% extra you're getting. But the chances you hit this move are so rare. Like, for example, all he has to do is duck. Let me go back. And he dodges it. Another big issue with this move is that I know if I'm trying to find the right range, you can completely jump over your opponent. And do note, as you see, because you can duck it, it's a high. You know what that means, boys? That means this can happen to you if you fuck up. And I don't know, I don't play too much Johnny, so I don't know the biggest combo, but point is that it's not good for you. You lose a lot of HP if you go for this play. So you rarely see this. Alright, what about the last one then? The last real one he has is a Nut Punch, which either triggers on the first hit of the match or on a punish. Now, I'm going to explain why this is all awful. Number one, you're never doing Nut Punch as your first hit. That's number one. This will never be your first hit in the game. It makes no sense for this to be your first hit. Do I still have easy Crushing Blows on? I do. You're never gonna get it as the first hit, which is, that's the whole issue. And then when it comes to it being a punish, it's alright. It's not necessarily the move I would personally use in a punish scenario, especially because one, you need meter. If it was just the Nut Punch, I'd be alright with it, but the fact it's Nut Punch and the extension is pretty bad, especially because the damage isn't that good. You're just paying for extra, what, like 5%? So that's pretty damn useless. So as you can see, Johnny's 3 crushing blows, only 1's good, and that one he has is a universal crushing blow everyone has. All right. So let's go play Cabal. So Cabal, let's see how many crushing blows he has. He has the uppercut one. All right. Oh, and something I forgot to mention. Johnny doesn't have a throw crushing blow. However, Cabal does. These crushing blows are the most annoying thing in the game. I'm actually going to explain these right now before we continue. As I've already said, throws are a disgusting 50-50 in this game, and they're just asinine how powerful throws can be. They even catch some normals. Like if I try to down 4 you and you grab just as I down 4, you can literally eat my down 4 and grab me through it, you know? Like it's stupid the way it works. And if you tech wrong, as you saw earlier when I was teching wrong against Cabal, you get something called escape failed. If you have an escape failed and the Cabal does it again, so we're gonna real quick show it. I'm gonna have Cabal, I'm gonna go back to being that, and I'm gonna have, oh, sorry. So I failed this first one, right? Alright. Now he's gonna run at me again. I'm gonna try to attack it. I fucked up again. Boom. 30%, right? Off of a goddamn 50-50. That's really tough to fucking deal with. You know? That's insane. That's pure insanity in my eyes. That's even a fucking thing that can happen. But I digress. We're gonna. You could see why the throws are an issue in this game. Johnny is a really good example of why crushing blows suck, because he's a character who has very little, and his crushing blows aren't that good to begin with. He does have a good couple. I'll explain them later. But you could see why base kit it's awful. So let's go to combos now. So back 1-2 down 2. This is a counter one. All right. Forward 2-2-4. Another counter one. All right. A punish one. A stand blocking. So as you could see, he has 6 crushing blows. So he already doubles Johnny. Now, what makes these crushing blows crazy? Well, because they're kind of fucking brain dead. So this is a counter one. Now this one's a little more fair, I'll be honest with you. This is probably the most fair crushing blow I've ever seen. This move is very tough to fucking deal with because it's super plus. If they try jabbing you through it, they get a meaty fucking punish. And it's an actual fair one. What about this one? Really good damage. Alright, so you get the same damage you got on the other one. Plus a pop-up. And I mean, that will never work. The point is that, like, that's like 36-37% off of fucking another counter punish one. These ones are the worst in my opinion. Next was this one, high damage, and it continues combos. I keep on using that one, but because that's his ender. Next was, I mean, yeah, actually, I'm not going to use that one. That's one of the variation ones. Then we have Focus On. I've already shown this one a million times. But on counter punish, boom, combo. So as you can see, there's a reason why that sounds stupid to me. Like, I'm not, you know, it's crazy. Cabal has a bunch of crushing blows at his disposal. And as you saw, the requirements aren't that difficult to hit. In most games, you're gonna counter and punish with those moves. Especially his, I'm gonna actually go right back. I don't know why I swapped off of him. But especially his hook slam. This move has a 16 frame startup, but it's really good if, like, let's say Johnny shadow kicks me and I block it or duck it. I can full punish him with this, enhance it, and that's like 22-3% I get on top of a crazy combo. Because Cabal hits combos. He's not a little bitch when it comes to his damage. Cabal hits like a fucking truck. You know? So this is a huge issue because not only do you have the idea of, like, alright, I have to be careful of all these things that are easy to get, but they're not, I don't have that many depending on my character. It forces people to kind of go to certain characters, you know? And that's a huge issue. It's why earlier I mentioned Johnny does have other variations, and I was being a little fucked up, kind of like, only picking that one. He does have a good chunk of crushing blows he can use. The momentum one I'm not going to show, it's another really shitty one. You either have to hit it, I think 3 times in a row, or like miss 3 times, or enhance it twice or some shit, or hit it for the first hit, which the first hit's the only way you're really going to hit it normally. Oh, sorry, I'm burping. This is a really good variation when it comes to crushing blows. So this one, you're never going to hit this one. Just know this move it's bad. Especially because you can't necessarily like easily hit it, and I think that's a huge issue. I think it's on enhancement. I know I could just put on easy, but you know your boys gotta try. So you know, you're never gonna hit that one. What makes this variation interesting though, and it's probably the prime example of what I would like crushing blows to be, is the throwing shades one. This one is either you have to hit it in the first hit of the match. Again, another fucking first hit one. I don't understand why they picked this one so much. No one ever will do this in the beginning of a match. No one's gonna be like, here you go. Because it's just not viable. It has a 24 frame startup, and it's negative 25 on block, which means like most people are gonna just fucking eat your ass with that, because this doesn't have range. Like I know that showed it has range, but look at that. I'm trying to slowly inch so I can show you the max range. That's it right there. Like right here is the max range, and Cabal can easily do a back one or something to catch me. And this also doesn't do a lot. Like you're better off just going for his fucking projectile, which is quicker, has better recovery. So what makes this one good? Well, there's only really one thing that makes it so good. And it's that on ooh, that was weird. Sorry, I kind of suck with this one. My mistake, boys. I hit it there, but I'm not used to it. You guys gotta give me some. You guys gotta give me a tiny bit of time. Did I not hit it? Oh, my charger fell out. I suck with it, but my goal is to try to hit it at least once. That's what my goal is. So give me a tiny bit of time, boys. If you want to skip ahead, we're gonna hit this. Damn, this is tough though. I kind of fucked up the combo. I'll try one more. Ooh, I'll try one more time. Just kind of show off what it can do. Alright, yeah, I'm fucking up. I know how to do it now. Alright. That one I fucked up on. I think I hit it, but I don't know. Damn, you're giving. I'm so sorry. I keep on trying it, but you're given a lot of time to like do whatever you want. This cancel really isn't hard if you do it the other way. I suck at doing cancels. I haven't done cancels since Mk11. I suck at the combo. Pretty much, that was it. It's another stun, and that's actually really cool. And I'll tell you why it's really cool. Because it has an interesting requirement to it. Johnny Cage is the only character in the game that can cancel his fatal. You know? I'm just checking to see what you can do with the cancel. But yeah, he's the only character who can actually cancel his fatal, and they gave him a really cool requirement. You do this, not only do you get some really nice damage, but you get a fucking, whatchamacallit, you get a stun with it. So you can even continue a combo after doing it. And this is fair for many reasons, because for one, it requires you to be low health. Yes, does Johnny deserve a fucking fatal blow that can cancel? Not really. I feel like if you cancel it, you probably shouldn't be able to get it back. But, you know, I digress. Real quick, I gotta test something, because this might be easier for me. I suck with this. I don't know why it's giving me so much trouble. But yeah, you get the point. This is a really cool Fatal because it requires you to actually have some really cool fucking, whatchamacallit. It requires a really cool setup, and the requirement is fair and fun, you know? If you learn it, yes. Pretty much this combo really what's trying to say is you have to be at least 30% lower, at 30% HP or less, and you have to have Fatal Blow ready. That's all it's saying. And that's really interesting and cool. I like that a lot. I think they should do more characters like that. More characters that have that fairness to them where the crushing blows have to be interesting. They can't be just something like get a counter hit. You know, miss this for one hit. Do something interesting with the kit. The kit's always really interesting. I'll put two other characters who have really cool fucking... excuse my edgy names for a moment, but I'm going to pick two other characters who I think have cool ones, and then one I think who doesn't have a cool one. So we're going to pick this one, and then we're going to pick another really not cool one, Geras. You know? The Hourglass. So, I'm sorry, I'm like trying to drink this stuff as well. So Noob has a very specific crushing blow too, tailored to his character. And again, when it comes to Johnny Noob, I feel like these crushing blows are the coolest ones because they require you to actually fucking do something your character can only do. It's not like every character can do this. Every character can punish someone with a fucking 9-frame mid if they have it. That's not tough. What is tough though is if I'm throwing out all these shadows, you know? I'm doing this shit. This whole game I'm zoning you out with this. That's not his real kit, but you get the point. I'm doing this over and over again. I'm just keep on doing it, you know? You have to hit this 10 times, like 10 times. You have to hit a shadow move 10 times not in a row. I won't say that. That's a lie. But you have to hit 10 times, right? So then after you hit it 10 times, you're treated to this. We gotta wait now because I'm a stupid idiot and I didn't just put the meter to infinite. So you're treated to this. Really nice crushing blow. It does a bunch of damage. But is it unfair? No, it's not. The requirement for this is you have to hit 10 other shadow special moves. It's not saying special moves. If it was just special moves, this would be easy. You could just do Spirit Ball over and over and over again. I could literally do this so many times. Throw out this maybe twice, maybe once of this, but I could just do this. I could do my teleport. No, it has to be Cybot attacking me. And that's super cool, you know? And then we're going to swap to Geras for a moment, and I'm going to show off some of his. I'm not going to really do too much of his, but let's just look at what he has. So he also has a grab one. Actually, no, he doesn't. That's a lie. That's a big fucking lie. I'm sorry for saying that. He does have an uppercut. Everyone does. He has one on his square, square, square combo. He has one on forward, square, grab, circle. He has one on forward 2-2 grab. This one, honestly, it's on both. It doesn't matter what variation. As long as you have this, he has a crushing blow. So, again, another crushing blow. That one doesn't on the other one, but then in his actual base, he doesn't have best spikes, and he has another one with another crushing blow. You get the point. Now, what do they all consist of? First one to connect. All right. Near a wall. That's interesting. Counter. All right. Miss twice. All right. Charge. Those ones are interesting. And I know I just said, wow, Geras is, you know, the worst, one of the bad guys. He's one of the cabals. Geras was a cabal. Before his changes, Geras, all his crushing blows were deadass just counter hits and whatever the fuck. Like, I'm not joking when I tell you this one and this one were not the way they are now. They're very different now. And the reason this is an issue is Geras is already a crazy fucking character. Dude has some of the highest damage in the goddamn game. Because he has some really crazy fucking combos. especially with this time stop. I really like it though. The point is that he has crazy combos, and he had a plethora of fucking crushing blows that he was guaranteed in a fucking game to at least get 3 of them, at the least. You know, Johnny may hit maybe 1 or 2 in a real game. Geras was guaranteed 3 every game because they're easy to get. This one is one of the biggest offenders before it's nerfed, because anytime someone zoned Geras, this is Geras' counter zone option. You know, you're trying to zone Geras, guess what? Boom. And you're hit with 30 fucking percent. Just because you were trying to do what you do best. They've changed it in this one. As you saw, now it's if you miss it. This kind of leads to some weird scenarios where I can do this, and then go into like a little combo, and then do it. It's not that crazy, but it still is something that's, it's not really a nerf. It's just more interesting to see. Geras is kind of a shittier example, but point is that before his nerf he was like that, and the point is that counterattack ones, all those need to get changed in my opinion. They should not have a single one that's counterattack. That's what I think would be the best way to do it. If there is counterattack ones, they have to make sense to why they're counterattack. You know? It has to be something similar to, like, I don't know, it has to be slow. A really good one that I think they should change the counterattack would be like Johnny's, maybe, the little jump kick. Make that a counterattack, like if he hits the forward 4, rather than making that last one hit, because that's fucking impossible. You literally won't hit that in a real game. You know, either give everyone a throw crushing blow or give no one a throw crushing blow. I'm on team no one, because honestly that shit is stupid. Having to guess an already almost 15% fucking grab every time on wake up is just crazy. You'd plus that in with jailing and then a bunch of other shit, and especially crushing blows, which can make a grab dude go from 14 to 31. It's fucking nasty. I don't like it. That's just the facts. So those are the 2 big things that make Mk11 shit. Let's recap what they were. Flow, with zoning, meter, and all that stuff, and down ones and throws, and then crushing blow. The crushing blow system being so out of whack and so unfair to some characters such as Johnny, and being so lenient to other characters like Baraka, or being lenient as Sub-Zero, lenient to Jax. You know, characters who will practically always hit a crushing blow every game. You know? They just need to change a good chunk of them. I love the crushing blow system. I think it's a really cool system. They just need to rework a lot of them. So what's the next thing that needs to get changed? Honestly, in my opinion, it has to be variations. Variations in this game, that's a huge selling point. Once MK10 came out, we were like, variations. And what do you guys remember from MK10? MK10's variations were interesting. They were very different in the way of character. If you were playing Scorpion, you went from playing... You know, you went from playing Scorpion with a sword that had a lot of weird mix-ups, he had a lot of interesting pop-ups and all that stuff, and then you were facing Scorpion from Hell. You were facing a Fire Scorpion. Scorpion that can literally burn your ass, do good-ass damage, really nice tick. And then you had Demon Scorpion, which gave him more stuns. Like, they had different styles, and you had to plan your combos differently depending on what variation you picked. This game doesn't really have that, and I'll be honest with you, that's the biggest complaint I have. I'm a huge combo fan, and when variations dictate a lot of things, again, it's a footsie game. The game is no longer about combos. Not every character, literally no one has a guaranteed combo in a variation. Scorpion does. He has a pop-up and a stun. Sub-Zero, his Ice Ball. But then if we were to go to Baraka doesn't have a guaranteed pop-up, you know? You have to put his pop-up on a variation. Liu Kang has a pop-up. Well, I'll get to explain Liu Kang in a bit too, because I want to touch upon that. Kotal has a pop-up. Collector now has a pop-up. Geras has a pop-up. I don't care if the pop-up is only corner. I want every character to have a combo option. You know? Everyone should have options to a meterless fucking combo that they could use if they get the situation. Crushing blow shouldn't be the response to that. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, he got a counter hit, so now he gets 50 fucking %. Like, no, just make it like a really good example. I'm gonna go back to practice. I don't know why I went there. I do know why I went there. Actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna go to practice and I'm gonna show you guys something. So Liu Kang he's one of my favorite characters. He's been one of my favorites since I was a wee lad. So of course you know your boy went to him the moment this game came out. You know that. Now, what is Liu Kang's biggest strength, his biggest weakness? Number one, Liu Kang's neutral game is fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, someone just left a comment. Oh, hello, Robin. I saw he left instantly, but at least thank you for the comment. Point is, though, is that Liu Kang is amazing at neutral. This combo is the best dagger in the fucking game right here. This is disgusting. He can do this, he can continue to this, or he can continue to this. All three of them have different ways of playing. You do this, people might expect this, so they'll wait, they might respect it, so you can do this into this, or you can just do it into it again. This is safe. Once you block, they can't punch. It doesn't matter what they do, they can literally throw a fatal blow at you. There's nothing they can do. They have to just sit there and take that pressure. But you don't get your turn. If you do this, Liu Kang gets his turn back. But there's a huge gap in between, so Liu Kang can do that. Alright, that's cool. What else does Liu Kang have this game? More pressure. This is plus. That's plus. This is plus. Alright, what about combos? Something Liu Kang is known for in MK is having crazy cool combos. He has this. He has this. He has this. Are you seeing what I'm doing right now? I'm not doing crazy combos because the game doesn't really allow you to do crazy combos. And that's another thing. That's a really good point, Robin. They have to really balance this game out. A lot of characters aren't necessarily balanced in many ways. It's what we were bringing up earlier with crushing blows, where some characters have access to many crushing blows, some characters have no access to crushing blows. Liu Kang's a character who has access, and I'll be honest, I love him, he's an S tier, but I do think there's only really one fair crushing blow he has, and I believe, let me try to find it, I think it's his, this they need to change. The bicycle kick crushing blow they need to change, but I think it's his most fair one, for many reasons. One, this costs 3 meter to get, right? So, you have to take some time to get this. This isn't something I'm going to whip out the moment the game begins. What I think they should change on it, honestly, make it so once he amplifies it once, he has to wait to do another bicycle kick to get it again. He shouldn't be able to pretty much stack it instantly. That's crazy. Because literally I could do this, I could have Liu Kang do his normal staggers, you know, to do his throw loops, all that other jazz. And as you can see, my mirror's coming back mad quick. I'm ready to go back into it. So now, boom, once more. Now granted, the opponent would be blocking by here, so this doesn't really count. But then I do it again, guess what? Boom, 330. It literally didn't matter what I did there, Sub-Zero's getting 30. You know? They need to change a tiny bit, but I do think out of all the crushing blows he has, when you compare to his Dragon Kick one, this is a weird one. The way this one works is you have to be max range with a counter, I think. So if like Sub-Zero, I don't know, if Sub-Zero's doing some weird shit on the corner, if I do this, I catch him. Or you can do this, which is where like you can hit him with a fireball full distance and then do a Dragon Kick and you'll hit a crushing blow. But this one's super rare, like you'll literally never hit this one. Again, another one I think they need to change. Let me real quick check what you put in the comments, Mr. Robin. Yeah, Netherrealm really does cater to certain characters. Characters do need to get changed. A big example would be Raiden. Raiden needs to get buffed. There is no reason why the Thunder God himself is one of the shittiest characters in the game. He has unreliable pressure, and in the game, it's a huge thing. It's because this game's footsies, you know, man? Like, we're in a game of footsies, so why does he have unreliable pressure, unreliable combos, like, and he doesn't have much going for him. Meanwhile, Liu Kang's over here with some of the best daggers in the game. His average combo hits at least 20, you know? And he's constantly stacking crushing blows up. Like, they definitely need to change the characters in this game. I think the characters who need buffs at the moment, definitely Raiden's one of them. Maybe Shao Kahn, I don't know, because Shao Kahn did recently get changed, so I don't know. I don't think Sonya needs any changes. Keep her where she is, dear God. I don't want to see her back when the game came out and she was fucking busted. Shang Tsung, he could keep him where he is. I know a lot of people think Shang Tsung does need to get buffed since this got nerfed. But honestly, just keep him where he is. If you buff him, he's gonna go too crazy. If you nerf him, he's too low. Sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad. Nightwolf, I mean, he's really good in staggers. This is an character that's kind of weird. He's definitely on the higher end of the spectrum, but I don't think he needs a nerf. Jax, 50-50 in one variation, the other variation combo. No one plays the combo, and that's actually a huge issue with this game as well. Everyone has that one variation no one fucking plays. I'm not using tournament variations here. I probably should. We'll actually go to tournament real quick, actually. That might be a better idea here so I can show off a couple things. Just really in the variation side of the things. So, in tournament variations, this is what people play at ranked. This is what the ranked game looks like. Scorpion's first ranked variation is Reborn. He gets teleport cancel and the air grab. You never see the air grab, but the teleport cancel is what makes this variation interesting. This one, yeah, this is a really bad example. Scorpion gets play on all things. I think the only thing I haven't seen too much of is Burning Spectre, but I haven't played this game in a while. Yeah, it's been a good couple weeks. But a character I will bring up that has a variation that no one plays is Liu Kang in S tier. Liu Kang, this Lu Han Quan is probably the best variation he has. It gives him a low, it gives him, a low fireball, it gives him a parry, and it gives him a stance which can keep him safe. This, you never really see this. Wuxi Legend is probably I've never actually seen anyone play this variation. I was playing it a couple weeks before Dragon's Fire came out, or Dragon's Breath, because I wanted to see what it was like to not fucking play Lu Han Quan. And you feel a difference. This variation is bad because Liu Kang is a pressure character. I said earlier that MK11 doesn't have that variation change that makes you feel like you're playing a new character. But the issue is that MK, again, focused a lot on zoning, which is a huge issue. Because all this variation does is focus more on the zoning aspect. The parry is literally just there to reflect projectiles and keep Liu Kang distance. The teleport is only there to get Liu Kang in just in case he's getting outzoned, you know? So really, it's just a zone, counter zone variation. There's nothing else to this variation. Dragon's Breath is a weird one. I don't know. I knew what they were trying to go for with a 50-50 variant. But the only issue is that Liu Kang, no one really respects his pressure because he has so much great staggers that you have to kind of like press a button against him or you might lose. So I don't really know what they have to maybe do a couple things with this one. I love it, but honestly, I never get to go into nutchuck stance in normal games. People jab me out. And it's just because, it's the pressure. It doesn't matter what buttons you press, someone's always going to press a button back. That's a really good example of variations no one plays. This is another one. Before Bus, Highborn was never touched, so it's just fanfare. When it comes to, like, I'm trying to think of every character I can. Jax. Since this honestly thinking, has anyone seen a Jax player not fucking play Hunker Down since this patch came out? I feel like I've rarely seen Jax's, and even rarer, I've seen Ringer. It's insanity. Yeah, and thank you, Robin. That brings up a ridiculously great point. People want to nerf Johnny for no fucking good reason. Just because he has a couple plus frames and all that stuff. Like, he's a shitty character. He is. He's honestly not that great of a character. Look at his variations, right? He has a parry in one, which is alright. He has brass knuckles, which are not nearly as good as they were on MK10. And then the weirdest fucking move, Cage Rage, where all it does like a blockable. But people will try to jab you because it's Mk11 and no one respects anyone. Showstopper, decent variant. All it really does, it gives him is a new crushing blow and a standing combo extension. And then outtake only increases his zoning. This is it. This is all he has, you know? None of these give him a free mix-up or anything. None of them give him anything crazy that it's going to change him. But everyone's clamoring for this dude to get nerfed. For no fucking reason, just because he got a new variation and Fox played him. It's a huge issue with MK, is that people will see Fox play someone and they'll scream nerf. You know, it happened a bunch in MK10, and it's happening here. You know? Like, Jesus. And you want, again, I hate to bring him up, but Raiden, another character who does not get any treatment. Look at this first variation. He has it's like the Thunder thing, I call it the Thunder Wheel, and then he has his teleport. I'll be honest with you, the Thunder Wheel is the only thing that really, it's even remotely, I don't even know how to explain it. The teleport's good. The teleport's alright. What they do need to change on it is it shouldn't cost fucking meter. I think it does. I'm not too familiar. I haven't played him in a while, but last time I played, it cost him fucking meter to teleport. His defense meter, which is stupid. Because honestly, he's not a good character. Like, leave that to fucking the S tiers to give them some crazy shit like that. But not him. And then his pop-up move, so his little thunder wheel. It's not safe to use in pressure, and that's an issue because Raiden doesn't have pressure. All his strings are ridiculously unsafe. I think he has only a couple that are safe, but if you perfect block, obviously that doesn't exist anymore. Thunder wheel also is a high at the end for some ungodly reason, so if you make the fucking mistake of pressing that button and they block it, you're fucked. That's a free punish, and half the time that's a corner push. Raijin, this is probably the only variation I've seen people play, and it's because it gives him free fucking that good pressure he desires, as well as some fun tools. I think Raijin might be the only variation I've ever seen people play that actually do good anymore. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone play Truth and Light, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I have, and I don't think I will. Raiden does not get any love from NRS. Yeah, and that's a really good example. You know, people, they'll clamor. They'll be like, hey, I want to nerf Johnny Cage. And then you ask them, like, why do you want to nerf him? Well, he has plus frame. Alright, what else? Good zoning. Alright. What else? Like, they don't have a response past those two. And the issue is, I could think of not a million, because there's not a million characters, but I could think of a good chunk of other characters that have those exact same things and do it better than Johnny. You want to hear a character that can fucking zone you out and has plus frames? You want to hear a character that can zone you out and has plus frames? Like, it's insanity. It truly is. Like, look at Terminator. I love this son of a bitch. I love him so much. But damn it, look at him. 50-50 variant that's viable. This variation is just goddamn crazy. This is just stupid crazy. 50%ers. Crazy crushing blows, good fucking combo extension, like this is nasty. And then this one, no one really plays this one because it requires you to actually fucking practice, which people in Mortal Kombat don't do anymore. But this gets rid of meter as well as gives more combo options. Terminator is a character what I think is amazing that, like, I think it's great the way Netherrealm did him. All three of these variations, all of them do one thing. You can combo extend. Because Terminator has a base combo extension, and it's a viable combo extension. You either get hit with the overhead into 15 or even more damage, because it's Terminator, you know, that fucker hits 20 above, or you get hit with the low into overhead, or the low into the crazy hit. And there's a million different things he can do to you. And people aren't clamoring for this dude to get nerfed. Granted, he hasn't been in a tournament yet, so I understand why no one's saying shit yet. But at the same time, like, I know for a fact once he makes it to a big name tournament, it's over. Every guy's gonna fucking scream for this dude's nerf. Because he has reason to be nerfed. He's crazy fucking good, crazy fucking mix up, and crazy damage. I feel like I'm playing MKX when I'm playing Terminator. I think that's the reason why people like him so much. Is because he feels something that we all love, which was MK10. You know? Like, there's a couple other characters that don't get a good treatment. Kung Lao's another good character who doesn't get any real treatment from Netherrealm. He did get a couple changes, which I liked in the previous patch, but they're not something crazy. You needs to get changed. Lotus Fist needs to get changed. The twirling hat needs to get reworked. It's like Raiden, where it costs, I think, meter to do, and defense meter as well. But it cost him offense and defense for really something that's kind of stupid. Like, it's a combo extension and it's safe. But there are a couple characters in the game I could think of that have those options. You know, like, it's kind of weird the way they went about with Kung Lao. I'm trying to think of some other characters that really should get some rework done to them. Because I don't want to I'm trying to be fair. I don't want to put characters, you know, that are in a weird spot. Because Sonya's in a weird spot. We can't buff or nerf her. Because she's in a spot where, like, she just got nerfed. But I think she's good where she is. Is she a 50-50 character that hits ridiculous damage? Absolutely. Does she have ridiculous zoning that can be fucking asinine at times? Yes. But nerf her anymore and she's a shit character. Buff her anymore and she's back to square one where she was a top tier. Keep her where she is. She's good where she is. Baraka, another character you can't really do much with. He's stuck in a weird spot where he has to sit where he is. Netherrealm panders to a lot of other characters. I know fucking whatchamacallit, who got nerfed in the last, or buffed in the last patch? That fucking, it was just crazy that they got buffed. I don't remember. I remember reading it though, and it was just like, what? Yeah. You know who needs nerfs? Anyone that fucking can stagger 50-50 and zone. If you have all three of those, get the fuck out of here, you know? That's the way I see it. It is insane. Just honest to God insanity. And again, I love... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have Geras, Cabal. Let's talk about those two for a moment. They're super fucking plus, these two. Super plus, crazy 50-50. One of Cabal's variations, this one is probably the most annoying variant you can fight in this game. Because he has so many goddamn staggers, and or not staggers, but plus frames, as well as goddamn 50-50. Why is it fair that he can hit me with a far-reaching fucking normal and then low me instead of going for an overhead? Why is it fair that if I press a button against him I can get fucking full punished? Because he fucking spaced me out just a second too good, you know? It's very unfair with these two. And who else did you say, Mr. Robin? Scorpion miserably Cassie subs. Another really good example. Sub, I don't know what to do with subs. I love him as well, but he definitely is a brain dead 50-50 character that needs some change. I just don't know how you would go about changing him where he could still be viable. Because that's really what it is. I don't want to nerf characters to the point where they're unviable, you know? Because we have to keep, we're trying to make things balance, you know? We're trying to fix what Netherrealm won't. So, how could we nerf subs where he would still be played, but not be as stupid as he is? Because he has really good 50-50 that, like, I know there's probably a lot of people who are going to watch this video and be like, alright, you find a Sub-Zero, you got him super low, he hit you with one mix-up and the game's over now, because he's kept you in that mix-up. You know, I'm a real quick show. We'll go to practice, we'll show a tiny bit. Because it's crazy. It's honestly fucking crazy. Mk11 is in a weird spot. Let's recap real quick what is bad about Mk11. What's bad is the fucking, whatchamacallit, the flow is off completely. It has a weird flow where everything takes forever to do in this game. The crushing blow system needs to get reworked because a lot of characters have stupid crushing blows while other characters have crushing blows you'll never fucking hit. And then balance as well as I was gonna actually talk about variations before Mr. Robin came in, so we'll go about that in a minute. But so real quick, what we were talking about with Robin is that Sub-Zero will hit you with this, and now you have to guess. The moment you get hit with that, you now have to guess a 50-50 of whether or not he's actually going to commit to the combo or not. Another charge crushing blow, which costs 3 meter. Really good damage. This has a crushing blow as long as it's countered, so if you're trying to mash or backdash, this hurts like a bitch. If you're playing the right variation, this can be a combo extension, which is very crazy. Like, it's honestly crazy. And again, I love subs. I love him like he's my child. But I wouldn't know exactly how to nerf him where he would be fair for everyone. Because yes, is he brain dead? Absolutely. Like, it took me one day to learn him, and I was at first a fucking Scorpion player, you know? Like, at first I was playing normal Scorpion, then I went to subs thinking he'd be like he was in 10, where I had to learn the Grandmaster combo. No, didn't have to really learn much. All I had to learn was Ice Ball, into Kick, into Dash. Because for some reason, he has really good damage. Like, really good. You know? So definitely 50-50s. What else was I saying that needs to get changed? No, you can hit some good damage. Mostly because like the thing with Mk11 that I was trying to bring up earlier is that a huge issue is that the meter system makes it so we can't necessarily go for crazy high combos. Like, I think the highest damage combo I think anyone has hit in this game is like 80, and that's like one of those stupid scenarios, like if they hit you when you're going for like a normal 4, and then you do some really crazy setup, like it's some stupid shit. And the average high damage combo you'll hit is 60. And subs doesn't necessarily get that. He has very easy high damage, and what I mean by that is like, ooh, pardon me. One bar will get you around 30. You know, some characters don't even hit 30 with one bar on the right scenario. Some don't. It's just a fact. But Sub-Zero hits 30 with one bar, and then if you don't necessarily want to spend it, you can do like the mix-ups. Like this is just crazy that you could do crazy mix-ups just off of the back 3-2 and then, you know, do all this crazy shit. Like, they have to eat this. Once they get hit with the back 3-2, they're standing there. They can't wake up. I can rush up, grab them. I can do anything. And they have to eat it. You know, that's... Granted, yeah, I will be honest with you, Robin. He doesn't hit the craziest damage when you know, stack him with meter. But... he does hit high damage because of his constant resets and stuff like that. Like, Sub-Zero is disgusting once he gets you in the Vortex. He's what Scorpion used to be in Mk11, a Vortex animal. But, unlike Scorpion, you had to actually, like, play smart with your 50-50. You couldn't just fucking overhead the whole game through. You had to actually do pressure and shit. Sub-Zero doesn't have that. His 50-50s are super safe, and they're hard to fucking see. Honestly, they're hard to see. The next thing I was going to talk about is the combo game. So as I was saying earlier, with meter and stuff, highest damage, or let me first that. With the defense meter, it's very tough to commit to combos because you have to pick your battles when you're going into combos. So a really good example is with Louis. And I mentioned earlier, Louis is mostly a neutral character. You're mostly going to play him with this mindset of, I'm just going to stick to neutral, I'm not going to go fancy or anything unless I'm in the corner. Once you're in the corner, and once you get crushing blows, then you can play a little more fancy. But Liu Kang has two pop-ups. He has his 4-3-3-3-3. And that's a pop-up, you know? I fucked that up, but you know, I'm stuck. But yeah, he has 4-3-3-3, and then he has 4-2. And the point is that these are so rare to see because no one is ever going to jump and do this. Why would you if I could set up my crushing blows and shit? The game, it actively tries to demote doing crazy combos because the moment you hit a pop-up, you can fucking do whatever you want, and that's super, super bad. Because the moment I suck at doing whatchamacallit. But yeah, see? I break away, and then, like, in the right scenario, I can punish him. I'm not showing a good example. I suck doing these, like, little setup things. I'll be honest with you. But, the point is that Liu Kang has really, like, interesting combo routes that we never see because it's very tough to, like, set them up. Because the game promotes you never to do it. Like, it's why characters such as Scorpion or Subs, they do very well. Characters that can constantly get you. Cassie's a really good example of a character that has a really good pop-up, but the issue with her pop-up is that it keeps you in like her range because she's a fucking ridiculously great zoner for no good reason, as well as having a really good stagger. So it makes her just, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. I'm just testing that. I like the little goof around, but yeah, so I think the next big change they could do is they can rework a lot of moves and add new moves. I think adding new moves would be amazing. I'm voice cracking like a motherfucker. I'm so sorry. Please excuse me. I believe they can add new moves that could change a couple characters. Liu Kang is a character I would love to see a new move, and honestly, I was thinking about it. Give him the Fireball Cancel from Mk11. Yeah, you could make it like a 3 slot. I don't care what you do, but give him something like that. Because then you could have it like he can do some cool combos with it, like he can cancel into 4-4 or 4-3-3. You could have it so he can cancel into more pressure. Like, I would prefer that to the way we've got the other cancels. The other cancels are horrendous. I don't know how you would really set it up to be really good to link linking the combos, but I was drinking soda in the back of my throat's all fucked up. Excuse me a moment. There we go. Alright, so I think there are just more ways to get combos. I think that's a huge issue with this game, is that combos are being, they've been, how do you say, they've just been getting rid of. And none of the studios decided to change Noob's Blood red, so black, because they don't give a fuck. Yeah, Honestly, I'll be real with you, Robin. I think they fucking rushed this game. I'll be honest with you. I think they rushed this game to no end. Like, they only had, what, a year or two after Injustice 2 came out, and after Injustice 2 died, they only had a year. So this game most definitely was rushed. But they have time, you know, that's what the goal is, man. The goal is, we're trying to see what they could change and what they could fix and finally rework this game to make it the game we want it to be. You know? We want to see the fun we had in the older games. We want to see the fun we had in other games. And I think what makes MK so fun is combos. I think combos are amazing. It's what, you know, the combo for K. It's where this is the game that comes from. And I feel like a good chunk of characters can't explore combo routes, because why would you fear risking yourself for combo when I can do something else and be safe, you know? Like Cabal. Why? Cabal's actually a shit example because Cabal has a really easy combo route, but it's hard to think because usually characters with easy combo routes like Baraka and Cabal, they have it easy. I'm trying to pick a character that does have it a little tougher, but it's very hard because honestly, Liu Kang is one of the only ones I can think of that has that issue. Maybe Jade. Did I get a new Razor Iron? Let me check this out. Oh, you know what I gotta check? I'm so sorry. I have to real quick check the ranks. I haven't played in a God knows how long, so God only knows if I don't even know if we're in a new rank season or not. It's been forever. But yeah. I just droned on. Oh no, we are in a new season. Yeah, I love the game. My thing is, I just wish we can get equality. Like, I want that. I want to have the change where we could do that, and we could see more of like a fun. I'm sorry. I'm like also trying to see when. Damn, the season. I didn't even know when the season started. No one was talking about it. I'm a little sad right now. I just want to see equality in this game. Yeah. I know Liu Kang. I keep on bringing it up, but I just want to see that combo thing for everyone. There's a lot of characters in this game, dude, that like they don't have base combo routes, you know? Baraka, I just mentioned he's easy, but at the same time, he's easy because his combos don't have that like if we look at Variation 1, the first tournament variation, Marauder, he has Gutted, which is just fucking retarded, and then Baraka Barrage, which makes him have some pretty... Oops, sorry, I accidentally knocked my mic out. Give me a second, boys, give me a second. He has Gutted and Baraka Barrage, and Baraka Barrage kind of helps him when he like throw techs. He pretty much gets to keep the distance, like he gets to rule the world. This one gives him like, but the thing is, besides these two variants, because Spine Burst only gives him combos in the corner, he doesn't have those cool combo setups in this variation, you know? He doesn't have that in any other variation. MK kind of has, 11 did this where like a good chunk of characters don't have routes. They just have safeties and like 50-50 pressure, you know? And I feel like that's, yeah, honestly, 50% off of fucking a Gutted. It's why I can't stand the move. Mostly because the only reason I don't like Brock is just because the 1-1s. It's very annoying to fight. I just don't lab it. That's my fault. You know? But yeah, there's a good chunk here. Just Cabal Kano. Another great character who like, they need to give him a base combo extension. Like either has to be meterless to me or it has to be in every variation so I can do some cool shit. You know? Cassie has one. It's her back. Like, you know, I mentioned Liu Kang earlier not needing one, but honestly, he has the forward 3 and 2, so it's not like he necessarily needs it. Cassie also has one. She doesn't necessarily need. Nightwolf technically, like, there's a couple characters that technically have them, but they're so damn unviable. I just want them to be viable, man. Yeah, they really don't give a shit about this character. They killed him off in the story for no fucking good reason. Which is really stupid. I gotta be honest with you, man. Story in this game is also another fucking really soft point for me. It's like, it also backs Netherrealm into a corner. Like, if they make Mk11 now, how the fuck are you making the story off that? If Liu Kang, the good guy, now rules the goddamn world, how do you make a story with him? There's no way he would ever be a bad guy because it's Louis and he understands humanity. So it's like, Netherrealm didn't, they just fucking rushed it, man. They did not know what to do. Sonya fucking kills him off for no damn good reason. A bunch of characters showed up in the story for no good reason either. Like, I love Aaron, love Scarlet. They're just fucking goons. They don't really exist to do anything. Fucking... And that's a huge issue with this game. I know not every character needs that crazy story, but when you come from, like, playing games like BlazBlue and fucking Skullgirls, where, like, characters do mean a lot in other character stories, and they don't just have to have a relation. Like, it doesn't have to be a Scorpion Sub-Zero rivalry, or a Raiden, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, like, mentorship. Like, you don't have to have that shit to necessarily make a good story. But they never do that with MK. I wish they did, man. I used to play Deception and shit. It's like one of the coolest things about playing it. Alright, so I'm gonna real quick wrap up this video. This video's going on YouTube. Mr. Robin, I'm sorry. We're gonna real quick wrap up. So what do they need to fix on this game? The flow needs to change. The flow is very awkward, it's very weird and slow at times, because the game is uneven to characters. Some characters have 50-50s that can get them practically in and stay in for the rest of the game and make a 90-second game into 20 seconds. And then you have characters who can't necessarily do that and have to drag out a 30-second win into a whole 90-second yards. We can only fucking hope, Robin, right? Like, you remember when Ed Boon said himself, no NPCs this game, and the first thing when you play the story you see is fucking Sector and Cyrax? That shit broke my heart, man. That broke my fucking soul to see that. Cause I love me some fucking Tekken, man. I love me them robots. So it's a damn shame. Even Shiva, you know, I love me some Shiva in my life, so... The fucking shame, man. And really, the only reason I mentioned the whole, like, they have goon characters, because, like, I love these characters, but there's a couple characters in the story that really have no reason to be here, and we could have replaced. Like, I know people like Cetrion, honestly, I would prefer getting rid of her and putting another character in, just because her playstyle is, like, let's be real here, we only see, like, 10 people play Cetrion, and one of them's fucking Dragon worldwide, so let's be real with that. And secondly, her role in the story was to just intervene when Jackie grabbed the Kronika crown and then die when Kronika asked her to die. Like, there was nothing else to her character, and she's gone now. So that's a huge issue, is that they added a lot of characters for fucking no reason. Like, Geras, technically in lore he came back, but also he's gone, technically. Collector is gone. Cause... Yeah, exactly! Natara, dude, you are a fucking beast, Mr. Robin. You know exactly what to say. There's a lot of characters who should have been in this game, you know? And I think that's an issue. I want more legacy in this bitch, you know? I usually hate when people clamor for legacy, like, oh, I want Smoke, I want Rain. Like, I usually never like that, because it's like, you know, there are other characters that need it, but characters like Draman, like Natara, like Havoc, Hotaru, like those characters, I want to see them back. You know, characters like those are interesting. You know, this game focuses a lot on the Netherrealm and Outworld again, which is kind of sad, because it shouldn't have. It should have focused on other realms. Maybe a tiny bit more into Edenia, since Katana's back and could probably rule, you know, could transform Outworld back into that kind of thing. Maybe we can focus more on Chaos and Order, see how those things would factor out into this world. They focus more a lot on adding Kronika and the Titans, which, again, it's just here so we can have more damn conflict later down the road. You know? There's a lot of things in the story I hate. I can go on. Like, Scorpion's death pissed me off completely. The whole Liu Kang Revenant coming, that, like, it was cool, but it was one of those things that just weirded me out. Devorah's whole fucking role in this game, like, she existed just to be a fucking nuisance. And I'll be honest with you, I love Devorah's design. She's a cool, in my opinion, she's a cool character. But it's just hard to like her, because in the story, she's always such a fucking nuisance. Like, she comes in to kill characters, and then she leaves, and never shows up again. Like, think about that. She kills Scorpion, right? And then she just fucking disappeared for the rest of the game. She doesn't show up in the Outworld thing. She doesn't show up when they're going into Kronika's Keep on the boats. Like, there is nothing this character did besides kill another character off. You know, and I know technicalities, we can be like, oh, well, we have Liu Kang in charge, so characters can come back. That's fucking stupid. You know, they're not gonna do that. Netherrealm knows damn well they're only gonna bring back characters that make sense for them to bring back. We might get fucking Melina again for the 10th time. And I like Melina, but dead ass, I hate the fucking Melina fans. People saying they're dropping the game just because Melina wasn't in it. Like, my boy Takeda's not in this game. That definitely does not mean I'm not gonna drop it, you know? Yeah, because it's exactly that, you know? She's here to be here. There's nothing else about her character. She comes in to do one thing and then ends up being like a fucking low tier every game. She's useless. She's here just to be here. You know, I remember when the game was coming out and we were trying to decipher, you know, who's going to be in the game, you know? When they showed Devora's leak, I couldn't fucking believe they were showing Devora's leak before characters. I think, like, who wasn't shown? I don't think Liu Kang was even showed yet. And they were showing Devora off. I was like, alright, well, I hope Devora is going to be a fucking cool character this game. You know, like, I love her. Well, let me rephrase. I like her. I like her design. I love the bug aspect. That's super cool. And Netherrealm has tried to do their best with what they can do with it. Like, look at these abilities. They're trying their damnedest, but damn if it wasn't a futile effort. It's hard to keep this character relevant. It's because it's a weird character. Her only goal in this world is to survive and nothing more. You know? Kotal, I like Kotal. I actually have no complaints. I kind of don't like the ending with him, though. Like, he gets crippled by Shao, and then he loses control of Outworld. Like, I understand, you know, you want Katana to be Khan, but just have her remake Adenia. You know, Kotal's now he's just a bitch. He got bitched by Shao Kahn instantly, and Shao Kahn got bitched by Katana, which is weird. Like, don't get me wrong, we've all wanted to see Katana body Shao Kahn because all the shit Shao Kahn's done to her and her family, but it was so easy for her. Like, it was just one fight and she was done, and that's really bad because it's like, why? Why did you do it like this, Netherrealm? There's a lot of characters. I like Baraka's inclusion. I like that he's actually trying to fight for his homeland. They're trying to give Baraka some goddamn depth to him. I think what they should do for the next game, if Mk11 ever fucking is worked on and not goddamn rushed like this one, let's lower the amount of special forces. We don't need the fucking 5 special forces we have. I think we can get rid of at least 1. Maybe get rid of... I say get rid of... maybe Jax and Sonya. Jax, Sonya is definitely the 2 I would think of, and maybe Johnny. Only reason I say maybe is just because, like, let Jackie and Cassie have their fucking roles. They were supposed to be here to replace their parents. Yeah, Cetrion is, like, they were like, oh, we can't fit these 3 characters. Let's just fucking put her. You know? She's a useless character. I like the idea of putting an Elder God into the game, but Jesus, they could not think of what to do with her. They were like, how about we make Mother Nature, but then we make her this fucking thing, and she's useless in the story. Like, I'll tell you something right now, Robin, and any viewer watching this, she's not fucking coming back in MK12. I'll tell you that right now. She is never appearing in another Mortal Kombat game after this. You know? Like, I know some people, I personally like Collector. I know a lot of people don't like him. I would like to see him and have more depth to him rather than being haha greedy money man, greedy 4-arm or 6-arm dude, but he's probably not gonna show up again as well. Like, the only reason Aaron showed up again was just because he was such a fucking, like, he was a fan favorite. People love this dude. And what's there not to like? He's a cowboy. Devora showed up because another favorite kind of design, and then Kotal showed up because he's actually a decent character and he fits with the story. Yeah, like, there's a lot of characters who got added, like Cabal and Scarlet, who necessarily don't have to be here, but are. Frost, they fucking shit the bed with Frost's story, I'll be honest with you. I was really hyped when I found out Frost was gonna be part robot. Like, I thought, like, oh shit, she's gonna be running the Tekken now, like, this is gonna be lit. And she got shut down instantly. She got whooped by fucking Scorpion subs, and then later got bodied by Raiden, and that was it. She's dead now. They just completely were like, how about we ruin the Tekken story? Because now it's like, there's nothing you could do with that storyline. It's gone now. The Tekken storyline is dead. It's dead in the water. Because they decided to kill the new leader. Sector, I think, is dead as well now. Cyrax might come back. I hope he'll come back. Maybe as a human. Yeah, I love Aaron, but I don't know. They need to give him a story, like a fucking real thing to do in the story, other than being a goon. Like, that's what made Baraka so cool in the story for me. is that usually Brock has always been like a goon, but this game they try to give him like character depth and be like the leader of his people, and it actually worked out for him because I generally like Brock in this game. Usually, like I always liked him because of his design, but now I actually like him for his character, which is very rare for me. Usually, if I don't like you for your character, I never tend to do because they never actually fix it, but they fixed it pretty well for him. I think that's it for Brock. I don't think there's, unless fucking Katana starts killing off Torkatans, I don't think Brock is ever gonna have more story to him. You know? Jax, I want Jax to get the fuck out this game, I'll be honest. I love him, but his role now is just becoming like drunk dad, drunk fucking like sad dad that doesn't do anything besides fuck shit up. Like in MK10 he had a bigger role because he actually came back to help. But then, at the same time, in Mk11, all he did was come back to fuck things up, which is really fucking stupid. Sonya's only purpose in the story was to die and then kill off Kano, finally. And I love this boy. Why can't, like, you don't have to kill him. Johnny's only purpose in the story was for funny jokes. And granted, that's what Johnny has become. He's no longer the hero like he was in the other games. Yeah, yeah, honestly, that's a really good example, Robin. He used to be just whatever, now he's actually a decent character. Johnny's a joke character, but, you know, at least he has some depth to him, like, with the whole family thing. There's not much, really, with Johnny. He's always just been a jokey character. They did fix him in 9, like, 9 through 11, they've definitely made him a way better character, and, like, now he's people's fan favorites. But honestly, if you've ever played MKs before this, I don't think anyone liked Johnny. Honestly speaking, he was always arrogant but not funny. Now he's arrogant and funny. But I love him a lot. He's definitely one of my favorites. But I don't think he needs to come back. Just have Cassie and Jackie replace their parents. You know? Like, it would be way better for her, for these two. Yeah, you know, that's another thing. The other, like, Reptile and Ermac are just fucking, they're just goons again, you know? But they have stories. But Netherrealm won't care about them. Ermac apparently fucking died at the end of his story to Shang Tsung, and that's how everyone theorized Shang Tsung was coming back. But then Reptile just, like, nothing happens to him. He's literally another fucking goon that's only here to do jack shit but lose to the good guy. That's it. Yeah? It's a shame, but it's one of those things that's like, what can you do? Yeah? I am glad Sindel's coming back. I'm a little fucking disappointed in her retcons. I know everyone and their mother's like, oh, fuck the retcons. But generally speaking, if you played this game and you like the story, it is very disheartening to see that Sindel went from being loving mother and protector to being a downright fucking sociopath psycho that wants nothing but her own, like, stability. I can't dig that shit just because I still have those fond memories of playing Deception, where she teaches Shujinko. Yeah? But I digress. We're gonna end the video right now. So let's real quick again recap what makes this game bad. Flow makes the game bad, Crushing Blow makes the game bad, and Balance makes the game bad. All you have to do is change it. Make the flow different. Rework fucking throws, because those shits are a goddamn 50-50, 50-50, 50. Exactly, yeah. Poor Reptile, man. They even brought him back, too. Like, they brought back the MK10 model. But, yeah, so those things are bad. How you fix the flow? Fix throws, fix down ones, and fix the meter aspect, because meter is a weird thing in this game. Crushing blows, rework all of them so they fit with a character's kit. Really, that really just means get rid of fucking counters. The only counter crushing blow I would want is the punish crushing blow on the uppercut. That's the only one I think should stay. Everything else needs to change. You know, like have Scarlet have it so she has to take blood from herself with that, you know, punishment move, or hit you with a bunch of blood moves or something. You know, make interesting crushing blows. There's the reason Johnny's crushing blow with the glasses is really fun. It's the reason why Noob's crushing blow with the shadows is very fun. You have to make them specific. Otherwise, it just feels cheap when you hit it, because then you're hitting it a really easy fucking combo for 30. Story needs to change at MK. You need to bring back characters that make sense to bring back. Don't fucking bring back characters like Devora. Don't bring characters in like Cetrion who will do nothing and just be here to replace characters that people actually want, that you can't think of a way to add in the story. Like, Fujin would have made really good sense to join the story. But that only would have happened if they kept Dark Raiden. Another issue with this game is the whole game's selling point was, oh, Dark Raiden would be this huge character, and he disappeared literally in the first 5 fucking minutes. So that definitely needs to change. You know? Get a new writing team on Netherrealm, honestly. Other than that, that'll be it. I'm excited to see what they do with Sindel. And hopefully anyone that's watching this, please, we fucking know some way to get in contact with Netherrealm Studio. Any director, any developer, think about these points. This is Jaeger, and I'll be seeing you guys next